Welcome everyone to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the DE Designs 150, brought to you by the iRacing Superstock League and sponsored by DE Designs. Tonight, we're going to be at the virtual Daytona International Speedway for 30 heart-pounding laps in the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series trucks. I'm going to be your announcer, Atlee Atman-Weiss, and joining me tonight, the call of the action is experienced iRacer, Dustin Dean. Dustin, you excited for this one tonight?
I am. It's been a while since we've covered a night race, and I'm looking forward to this one. I'm sure, as always, the night brings out some actions in people that they don't normally do, and hopefully we don't have a full moon.
Right, all these other money races that we've had have been in the daytime, so it's pretty cool to see a change of scenery here at Daytona. And we've got a full field, and here are the payouts for tonight. First is going to get, we've rounded the number from, I believe it was like $275. We've rounded the number to $300 to first place. So I think these drivers are going to be even more excited to get up the first place. Second place has been decreased to $180. Third is going to be $135. Fourth place gets an increase from $100 to $115, and fifth place is going to stay the same at $100. But also, like last race, the Fall Brawl, whichever driver has the lowest incident count is going to get $70 as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of money tonight. A lot of money on the line. Over $900 in payouts, including that clean driver bonus. But also tonight, we have a really different format than you may be used to here on Intensity Broadcasting. Tonight, we have a format that includes 2 heat races, and then it will be one main feature. So think of it kind of like the Daytona 500, how you have the twin 125s, and then it all comes down to that Daytona 500 Sunday. Well, here tonight, we're going to have 2 15-lap shootouts, and then that will be followed by another 30 laps as the main feature. Only 25 trucks going to be in that main feature at the end of the night.
So this is going to be a very exciting race with this new format. 5 is going to advance from qualifying, and then we're going to get 10 from each heat race to have a total of $25 racing. So there's going to be a lot of drivers that are going to be eliminated tonight. So these drivers are going to need to work their hardest.
Yeah, so if you don't know, it's $25 to enter, right? There is so much money on the line. But as you can see there, we do have the weather and everything. Man, that looks nice. But $25 to enter, that could be gone before you ever even qualify.
Right, and as you said, we do have the weather up here, 78 degrees, 56% chance of rain. I mean, it's Florida, so of course there's a percent chance of rain. It's clear skies, it's night, I don't see any clouds, 2 miles per hour wind, so these cars aren't blowing off the track, and that is the weather for tonight. As we have qualifying coming up, 5 drivers are going to be advancing.
Yeah, so the top 5, it will take everything you've got to get in that top 5, but it will definitely mean more than ever to be in that top 5.
Right, because that means that you're not even gonna have to worry about a heat race. You're gonna just fly right by to the feature, and your $25 entry fee is still gonna be worth something. I mean, I'd hate to pay $25 into a money race and then have it lost and not paid out by losing from the heat race. At least you race your hardest in the race, but to get out of a heat race, these drivers are going to work their hardest. But right now, while we have these drivers out on the track, let's take the time to thank the sponsor. Let's get a driver who's in the sponsor paint scheme. I believe that's David Amy. They're in this paint scheme. But here we go. Tonight's race sponsor is DE Designs, as the race title suggests. DE Designs is a family-owned and operated sign and design shop located at 405 Geyser Road in Ballston Spa, New York. They specialize in motorsports design, racing apparel, team shirts, racing suits, banners, and much more. It is a one-stop shop for all of your racing needs. Look them up on Facebook at DE Designs 12, no spaces.
Yeah, as we take a look here at some people start qualifying, man, I know it's hard keeping it straight as much as you can while you're qualifying. It's going to be even harder knowing that you can be locked into this thing as long as you're in the top five. You don't even have to worry, like you said, about the heat race. Of course, you still want to race in the heat race, and you can race, but you don't have to. I mean, you're locked in, and so there you see the first couple of names start popping up. Of course, that is just lap one. Lap two is the money lap. So we'll wait for lap two before we actually start announcing who these potential top five are.
So right now, in first place with a 52.49 is Brandon Vandewedge in that number 29. He's right now on the top of the board, but Danny Setzer in the 19 is going to top him. And then Jeffrey Wallace is going to tie Danny Setzer's time. We got a three-way tie for first on the pole.
Yeah, how often do you see that?
That is crazy. I think on the second lap, it might separate these two because, as you said, the second lap is going to be the money lap for these drivers.
Yeah, and surprisingly, you don't want to hold it. I know a lot of people will try to hold it as close to that yellow line as they can get. That's actually not really what you want to do. Yes, you do want to be close to it, but you want to, especially at Daytona over Talladega, you want to stay a little bit off of it, still be close to it, but just enough where you can keep it straight, not have to worry about clipping it, and then coming off really, really smooth off the turns. And that's how you really get a good lap here, as Seth Groover seemed to turn one there.
Now, here on the screen right now is the DE Designs car of David Amy. Now, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but David Amy's first letter in their initials is D, and then last name is E, so I wouldn't be surprised if DE Design stands for David Amy Designs. Actually, I do believe that is the case.
I would have never even noticed that if you wouldn't have said that.
It's a cool paint scheme. They got the lime green, the blue on that car. In 1 minute from now, we are going to have the drivers meeting presented by the iRacing Super Stock League, where Ian Martin, he's going to be telling us some rules, regulations, what's going to be going on in this race.
Yeah, I know before we go to the drivers meeting, we do have a lot of first-time guys here tonight. A lot of new guys, but a lot of older guys. You got guys like David Duke in here, Josh Hall, Joseph Wright, a bunch of guys, Robert Yost, that we see here all the time trying to get the money, including Dalton Martin. He's won a couple races here. Braxton DeWeese, he's been up front. Joshua Abbey. The name goes on and on, like we said earlier, David Amy. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how the old timers mingle, I guess, with the rookies here in the Super Stocks League. And so David Duke does take that top spot as for right now. Got to be getting closer and closer to the drivers meeting. It should be any second now.
Welcome, everybody, to the DE Designs 150. Tonight's race is sponsored by DE Design Signs and Graphics, located in Boston Spa, New York, specializing in motorsports design, racing apparel, team shirts, racing suits, banners, and much more. It's a one-stop shop for all your racing needs. Find them on Facebook at DE Design Signs and Graphics. Please listen carefully to tonight's drivers' meeting. Tonight's race will run with our heat race format, and we'll have a 25-car starting field for the feature. Top 5 qualifiers will be locked in, and the remaining drivers will race their way in on the heats. There will be 2 15-lap heat races, which will serve the same rules and format as the feature. The heats will advance the top 10 drivers from each, making up the 25-car starting field for the feature. iRacing will control cautions, and race control will also throw cautions if they see a 3 or more car spin out. iRacing will control all lucky dogs, and race control will not give any waiver rounds whatsoever. There are 3 green, white, checkered attempts. Once all 3 are used, If another caution waves, we will finish under yellow. The leader controls starts and restarts and may fire at any point once the pace car has passed the commitment cones entering pit lane. The leader must maintain pace speed at all times when under caution and call out the pace car when the caution does come out. The leader has lane choice, but they must call it out before we cross the line taking one to green. Otherwise, they will start on the inside. All drivers are asked to maintain pace speed and to stay above the apron when under caution. Please do not ride at the top wall in case there is a lucky dog that needs to pass. Taking the bus stop under caution will result in a one-lap penalty. If you're found 100% fault of causing the caution, you will be put to the end of the longest line. And if you're found causing another caution, you will be removed from the server. Cause of cautions carry over from the heat race, so if you cause a caution in the heat and then cause one in the feature, you will be removed. All drivers will be placed on a 22x incident limit, and if it's reached, you will be disqualified. Black flags will only be cleared if you spin into pit lane or go through pit lane to avoid a crash. If you get any other black flag, including passing under yellow, you will have to serve it, and I will not clear those. If you are having connection issues and are blinking frequently, you will be asked to drop to the rear. If you stay in front of drivers and the blinking continues, you will be removed. Going under the yellow line is legal, but if you cause a wreck by going down there, you will get the one-lap penalty. If you are a lap car, you are required to either go to the wall or go into the apron and let the leaders by. Otherwise, you will be removed. The ISSL reserves the right to penalize or remove any driver at any time if they feel is needed. The main reason of this is a driver who is failing to hold a steady line or having multiple complaints, or a driver intentionally wrecking. There will be no refunds for any drivers if they are penalized or removed. Once you sign up, you agree to our rules. Under green flag condition, we ask that you keep the chatter on the voice transmitter to a minimum. Leave the communicator open in case of a crash. Check up black cars or if somebody is needing to pit in or out. If you are arguing or swearing excessively, you will be muted, and any death threats or racial slurs or anything malicious will result in a removal. Once the race is complete, the winner may celebrate as they wish. Everyone else is to stop and reset. If you if you are found intentionally wrecking after the race, you will be disqualified and possibly face a 1-week suspension. Crashing the winner will result in a 2-week suspension and a disqualification from tonight's race. Top 3 finishers, please join the Discord waiting room to be interviewed by the race announcers. Tonight's race payouts are $300 to win, $180 to second, $135 to third, $115 to fourth, $100 to fifth, and the cleanest driver will get $70. The cleanest driver award is determined by the highest finisher with the least amount of incident points. So keep your incident points low and you will have a shot at the cleanest driver award. Tonight's race is broadcasted live on Intensity Broadcasting. Please make sure to like and follow the stream, and don't forget to share for maximum publicity for the league, your team, and your sponsors. Good luck, everybody. Let's have a clean race. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
And that is it for the drivers' meeting. We're going to have the first of 2 heat races coming up right here, and we're going to get the starting lineup for this race in just a second.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and call out our top 5. David Duke will be the pole sitter tonight in the feature, 52.440. Second will be Seth Groover in the 02, 52.442. 24, Jonathan Goke, 52.446. He will roll off third in the feature again. This is the feature. 01 of Patrick Groover. He will be P4. And the 18 of Derek Nickel. He will be locked in to the feature. Those, no matter what, will race in the feature tonight. The rest, we're about to decide in this Heat 1 here.
So
It'll be interesting.
So I'm going to spit off just the starting lineup for this starting race. Got Jonathan Thompson in the 03 starting in first. David Mays is in starting in fifth. James Morgan third in that 43. Dalton J. Martin starting fourth. Tyler Payne fifth. Max McClure sixth. Brandon Vandewedge seventh. Brandon Gagnon eighth. Ryan Battle starting ninth. Braxton DeWeese is going to be starting 10th. Kyle Harbin 11th. Bobby Anderson 12th. Paul Mulrain starting 13th. Our very own Joseph Wright is starting 14th. Race Broad TTV is starting 15th. Chris Massey is starting 14th. Michael White starting 17th. And Scott Lamp II starting 18th. So 18 cars starting in this heat race, and only 10 of these drivers are going to be making it to the feature.
Yeah, so how did these drivers line up? This is all the drivers that qualified with an even number. So Jonathan Thompson, he actually qualified sixth, but he is the pole sitter for this race. The top five, like we said, are locked in. Actually, we misspoke earlier. I misspoke. I thought they would be racing. They're actually not racing. They are sitting at home watching just like you are right now as we come to this green flag. So the even numbers, 6th, 8th, 10th, 12th, and so on, will be starting this race. Next race, we'll do all the odd numbers. And that pace car will roll off, and we'll get to racing here shortly.
Yep, this is exactly like the Daytona duels, so this should be exciting to watch here. 15-lap shootout. Here we go. Green flag is out at Daytona International Speedway as Jonathan Thompson is going to go across that start-finish line and clear the 5 of Todd Mays up top. He's getting a good push from that 10 machine of Dalton J. Martin. We'll see if the top line can get a resurgence here.
Yeah, that top line could get together here. You got the 5. Jonathan Thompson being pushed by the 5, and he will get momentum down the backstretch, but it doesn't look like it's just enough to clear him. Boy, he gets a good run right there down in turn 3. He will just nose ahead above Todd May there.
Yep, here comes that 5 car, like you said, of Todd Mays. He's side by side with Jonathan Thompson. I'm going to be interested to see who is going to get this first lap as we cross the start-finish line. And I believe it was Mays there? No, it was Jonathan Thompson.
Jonathan Thompson. Yeah, he got. And that's how close it is, and it'll be like that for most of the race. Yeah, it will definitely that close for most of the race.
Right, should be a very exciting race right now. Jonathan Thompson entering 3 and 4 has the nose over Mays. Again, right now, the responsibility of these front cars is going to be the people pushing them. The pushers are probably one of the main reasons why these 2 cars are up front. The other reason is probably because they started on the front row, but these pushers are trying to keep them out front, and the 43 of James Morgan's job is to try to get the 5 car so far up that he's going to be able to clear the 03.
Yeah, that's right. He wants to get him so far up that he clears just so he can get in front of him, not have to worry about side-by-side racing. Side-by-side racing here at Daytona is the thing that will slow you down more than anything. We've seen it time and time again that when cars get side by side, anybody behind them will catch up so fast. And so that's what they want to do. They want to get, at least in my perspective, I want to get single file here. I want to play it safe, but it doesn't look like anybody else wants to. As remember, these are 15-lap little short shootouts is what they are. And we're coming up to lap 4 here, and so it's almost go time already.
So I'm just taking a look at the 10th place right now. Ryan Battle is in that 10th position, but I'm seeing a lot of switching around, and everybody below that 10th position is scrambling up the field to try to end up making it to the feature. Some drivers below the cutoff right now include Ryan Battle, Joseph Wright, Broad TTV, Braxton DeWeese. All of these drivers are below the cutoff. And it's going to be forever changing as more and more drivers start to try to make their way up the field. I think these drivers are going to be making some aggressive moves, considering back here, because they're trying to make their way up front.
Yeah, you're right, and it is only the top 10. So, like you said, it's going to be intense as we get closer and closer and closer. Not to win the race, that would be awesome, but to make the race, to finish in that top 10, to get yourself a chance to win that money later on. And oh boy, a lot of shuffling in the back. We do have one car that was into the wall, but he seemed
Uh-oh, yeah. Was that who was that? Yep, first caution is out.
now caution is out. I was wrong. He was not okay.
We'll take a look at this wreckage replay here.
This is Scott Lamp the second. He was involved in that.
We're going to be getting this up.
You see the wreckage replay on your screen, and everybody's catching back up with the pace car as we speak. And
all right, so it looks like we do have this replay right here. So let's check it out and see exactly what happened. Keep your eye on that 2 of Scott Lamp. So looks like that 85 car, he scraped the wall. He got down. Looks like Joseph Wright might have moved up into that 85 car.
yeah, and that's what I saw, and I thought just for a second the way it was looking that they were going to make it out of there, and I must have missed that right there. Just got sideways, got wrecked, and yeah, more cars involved or trucks there. Everybody else seems to be okay. Just a couple spins, but you can recover from that. You can't recover from slamming into the wall. I'm not sure if they have fast repairs tonight, but if they don't, then he's definitely in trouble.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the heat races. I know they're going to have one fast repair during the race, but heat races, I'm not sure. I think maybe they might have expected that these drivers were going to keep it clean during this heat race, but like we were saying about how this is pretty stressful considering that everybody below 10th is going to be out of here by the end of this first heat race.
Well, if you're in first or second, it's not stressful.
Right.
If you're in, 12th on back, yeah, it's pretty stressful. Yeah, I definitely agree. But as we know and as we've seen, Daytona, anything can happen at any time. So I guess you are stressed out, even if you are first. The only guys that are not stressed out was those top 5 in qualifying. I can guarantee you that.
Right, they're chilling out, watching this race until they're going to have to go up in the feature. But we do have some drivers on pit road. Chris Massey, Joseph Wright, and Scott Lamp II. All 3 of them were involved in that previous wreck. Joseph Wright is out of the pits. So is Scott Lamp and Chris Massey. So pretty quick stops for all of these drivers. Only had a little bit of damage that needed to be fixed. It wasn't a big one. If you were going to classify it, it's not like a big one, but it still involved a lot of cars.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It wasn't a big one, but I mean, still, it was enough to potentially take some chances out of here, or take some drivers out of here, take their chances out. I mean, if you were sitting in the top 10 there and you just got involved in that, you're all the way in the back. You're now scrambling, as we're going to have only about 6 or 7 laps to go here, and it's going to be pretty hectic trying to get back to the top 10, knowing that everybody else wants to be there too. That's going to be the problem.
Right, I'm worried about a lot of those drivers that got into that accident there. Joseph Wright, Scott Lamp, Chris Massey, Braxton DeWeese. All of these drivers are going to have the tall task of trying to make their way all the way back up from the back. A lot of these drivers had to do it in the beginning, and now they're going to have to do it again.
Oh, yeah. And that's the name of the game here at Daytona. You will be in the lead, shuffle back to 10th, and you have to make your way all the way back to the front. I'm excited to see as we move forward from this heat race into we have a second heat race, but into the feature of just how much moving around will take place. That's what I'm excited to see. But as for right now, we're worried about this top 10. The pace car lights are off. We will go green flag racing next time by. The leader again is Tyler Payne in that 39, 45 of James Morgan, the 5 of Todd Mays, and the 4th spot, 83 of Brandon Gagnon.
And I know we like to talk about the drivers up front, but here are the drivers that are below 10th place. Paul Mulrain, Michael White, Ryan Battle, Kyle Harbin, Joseph Wright, Scott Lamp II, Chris Massey, and Braxton DeWeese. So these drivers are going to need to make their way past Bobby Anderson in 10th, and they will be in contention for the win because they'll be advancing.
Yeah, that's right. And for those guys, I don't know, Atlee, do you wreck people here? If you're coming on the last lap, do you wreck people to try to get into this? I don't know what the penalties are going to be. That really wasn't said in the drivers' meeting.
I mean, one of them was, I think it was if you wreck the leader as you cross the finish line, you could face a severe penalty. So I don't know. We might see some aggressive racing, but maybe not wreck the leader aggressive. But we'll see here as we're about to restart as the lights on the pace car are off.
Yeah, but you're in 11th, and the 10th place guy is right beside you. I don't know if you wreck him or not. That green flag is back out. We will go green flag racing. We do have 7 laps to go here at Daytona, and the action is about to pick up there at home for the end of Heat 1 as they go down into Turn 1. And that outside line has pretty good momentum here. Wow, on the outside line. They may completely clear the leader, and they do in the middle of 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, I'm sorry.
James Morgan is not going to go down, although he is clear. He's going to stay up. I think that he knows that the faster line is going to be the high side, so I think he's going to continue to stay up there until maybe this turn. Oh, Brandon Gagnon takes advantage of that. He goes to the bottom and betrays the 43 car.
Completely betrays. Wow.
Goes right down to the bottom, and he's going to be your new leader. Still, James Morgan is going to try to come up with another plan to try to get up here. But while all this was going on, I was thinking, it says that you cannot wreck the leader as you come across the finish line. That doesn't say that you can't wreck the driver in 10th. So there's a loophole
right.
there.
That is exactly right. Oh, man, we could very well see it. As you've seen in real life, Ryan Newman completely took out Kyle Larson when the playoffs first started. That could happen again here tonight. Not playoffs, but $900 on the line. That could be enough to make some drivers do some crazy things. You see 3 wide racing all the way back there. You got a whole top line up there, and they seem to be making it working right now as we're coming up this time to 5 to go. They're getting a little wiggly up there, but that high line is moving right now.
Yep, James Morgan and Michael White are right now on a rail. James Morgan clears Brandon Gagnon again. Him and Michael White are both able to get down in front of Brandon Gagnon. That now puts, I believe, the 16 of Ryan Battle as the new leader of the high side. I wouldn't be surprised if Brandon Gagnon goes back up there to try to regain his lead.
Now, if you remember correctly, Michael White was one of those that was out just a couple of laps ago on the restart, and now he's finding himself in second place. And so that's how quickly things change. You could be in 1 second, out the next, or you could be way out and be sitting there in second place like Michael White is now.
Right, it's crazy how he made his way all the way up from a bad position to where he is now. He ended up gaining 13 positions to where he is now, and he goes to the high side, and he is left to dry by the 16 of Ryan Battle, and he's not going to be able to pull in. Oh, all right, he is. The 15 goes down to the bottom.
Yeah, just barely made his way in there. I thought he was going to be left out there, but he's on the high line, and I tell you what, these cold temperatures here at Daytona at night, I think are really helping that outside line. And if they can get some drivers up there to help them, that outside line is going to be strong, as we saw on this restart. There's some help, jumps out in front. They now have a pretty good organized line, and we'll see what they can do to it. 3 laps to go this time by.
Looks like Brandon Gagnon goes up to the high side. What's the 15 doing? Braxton DeWeese tried to go down under. Oh my gosh, we got cars in the wall. We're spinning.
There they go.
Caution is out here at Daytona.
Only knew it was a matter of time there as the intensity picked up and picked up. Now, what I don't know, as you see the record replay on your screen, I don't know if we have green, white checkers during the heat races. That is what I don't know. So we are going to find that out for you guys, and we're going to come right back.
Yeah, the rules for the races were clear. Again, this is the first time that the iRacing Superstock League has had heat races for their super speedway races. But here's the replay right here of this caution. Pay attention to the 85 of Chris Massey on the bottom. Oh, there goes a car. That's David Amy. He flies up to the high side. Him and Joseph Wright whap the wall. Then we got, I think somebody might have checked up into Jonathan Thompson. Then Jonathan Thompson goes down into Todd Mays.
Again, not a big one, just a 3-car wreck. But for these guys, I mean, they're going to have.
Only a couple laps to make their way up to the field.
Yeah, I was trying to listen to the race control to see if we're going to have a green, white checkered, and it seems like we are.
All right, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, just from that is right. We are going to have a green, white checkered, and so I don't know if it's 3 attempts. I don't know. Actually, it is 3 attempts for a green, white checkered. I see now. So drivers, you still got a chance in this, even if you just got caught up in that wreck. Even if you're sitting in 18th right now, it doesn't matter. You're going to have a chance to make your way to this feature tonight. Again, it is a 30-lap feature. Looking for 2 heat races, top 10 for both heat races, and the top 5 of qualifying will make a 25 truck field. And it should be, as the name suggests, intense with Intensity Broadcasting.
Yeah, I'm excited for this heat race, and I can't believe it. We're talking about how excited we are over the heat race. I mean, if the heat race is going to be this exciting, I'm excited to see what this race is going to bring.
Well, yeah, I remember, as many people do out there, short track racing on Friday nights or Saturday nights. The heat races provide some of the best racing, right? You have guys that are desperate to do anything to get into that feature, and tonight I think we've got some of the same circumstances. You got guys trying to do anything to make it. As you saw, we had 3 wide battles. We had 2 wide throughout the whole field, and so everybody's trying to get up there. This is going to be the time that you see the most intense racing. Now, yes, I say that knowing that $900 is on the line, and there will be some amazing races in the feature. I'm sorry, but right now in the heat races, I'm telling you, guys are desperate. Okay, so now's the time where something crazy is going to happen to make this race. I'm telling you, Atlee, when we come to white flag and there's no more cautions, I guarantee there's going to be a big one. I'm calling it right now.
All right, we'll see if it. I don't disagree with you. I think with the stakes being as high as they are, we are going to have something like that happen. And I believe this time the lights on the pace car are going to go off.
Yeah, I think they're going to go off, but seriously, if you're in 12th spot, you're going to do everything you can to get in that top 10. I mean, $25, it may not sound like a lot, but I'm telling you, to a lot of people, $25 is a lot. You know, not a lot of people make $25 an hour. So if you think about it in the terms that I do, you know, I'm giving up. Let's say you make $25 an hour, right? I'm giving up an hour of my life that I've made $25 to get in this race. And so I'm not going to want to waste that by finishing 11th. I want to finish 10th. And so whatever I got to do to get up there, I think they're going to do. And like I said, if that causes a wreck, it causes a wreck. I don't think people care at this time.
Well said. But we got Brandon Gagnon and Braxton DeWeese is going to be starting on the front row here at Daytona. Then we got James Morgan and Ryan Battle behind them. Max McClure in 5th and Michael White in 6th. So that's going to be the first 3 rows.
Yeah, they're looking really good here. A couple of guys. You got in 11th, you got Brandon Van de Waage. I know you said it right earlier. How do you pronounce it, Allie?
It's Brandon Van de Wedge.
Van de Wedge, that's right. Okay, well, he's in 11th, Joseph Wright in 12th, Chris Massey in 13th, and Dalton Martin, who we've seen come from the back in just a few amount of laps and take the win. We've seen that just a couple weeks ago. And so he's in 14th, Paul Moraine in 15th. These guys are the guys that are trying to make their way into that top 10. Of course, the top 10 trying to stop them from doing that. They're wanting to race in the feature. That pace car is going to duck on the pit road. There he goes. And we're going to go back to green flag racing with only 2 laps to go. Green flag is out.
We are green here at Daytona. Side by side, Brandon Gagnon gets the nose over Braxton Deweese as we enter turns 1 and 2. Any help on the high side?
It doesn't look like it. Looks like they're spread out and nobody can really get organized as Brandon Gagnon, he does find himself with some help down there with James Morgan. The outside line maybe starts to get organized, but that inside line seems to be the strong point right now as they run down the backstretch.
We're like almost 3 wide here. Tyler Payne is, he's getting hugged on the high side. This is crazy. Back in the back, I think. Let's stop paying attention to the front here. Let's look at that 10th position. That's the 96 of Race Bra TV.
Yeah, that's the really important part right now.
Coming into this white flag, Chris Massey in that 85 is currently in the 10th position. Oh, got a little bit of contact. The 85 goes up into the 3.
That's right. You got Bobby Anderson right behind him trying to get into that top 10 position. This is going to be the race right here.
Okay. I think the race is going to be won in the back. Oh, the 96 gets turned and
Is that going to bring out a caution?
No, it's the final lap. I do not believe so. Oh, here we go. Right now in 10th is Race Broad TV. They go on the outside. We're side by side for 10th.
Who got it?
Kyle Harbin gets the 10th position. Joseph Wright finishes 11th, and we wreck. Oh, gosh.
Huge wreck. Brandon Gagnon did win that, but who got in?
So, yep, Kyle Harbin, Tyler Payne, all these drivers got. Joseph Wright is out, though. So, the drivers in are Braxton Deweese, Brandon Gagnon, James Morgan, Max McClure, Scott Lamp, Ryan Battle, Michael White, Brandon Van de Wedge, Tyler Payne, and Kyle Harbin. But I'm sorry to say this if you were rooting for some of these drivers. Sorry to say that they are not going to be making the feature. Joseph Wright, Race Broad TTV, Paul Mulrain, Jonathan Thompson, Dalton J. Martin, Todd Mays, Chris Massey, and Bobby Anderson. But now it is time for the second heat race here at Daytona International Speedway. Got the starting lineup: Jeffrey Wallace, Danny Setzer, Robert Yost, Joshua Abbey, David Amy, Tommy Angelo, John Ernst, Jimmy McFarlane, Carl Staton in 9th, Cheston Green. Oh no, he's in 11th. Garrett Delph in 10th. Larry Yawn in 12th. Jason Nethery in 13th. Travis Paul in 14th. Brandon Marlowe is going to be starting 15th. Josh Hall starting 16th. Nick Horvath 17th. And Justin Boyles starting last but not least. And we got a great looking field out here. I think I saw... Yeah, it is. Jeffrey Wallace in the Among Us car. That is nice. See a lot of Christmas themed cars. Got a Grinch car, Got the Among Us car. Here's the Cardi B car right here. Interesting paint schemes here.
Interesting to say the least with Cardi B there.
And then we got the Among Us paint scheme. Here's the Grinch paint scheme. I know that here at Intensity Broadcasting, the Grinch paint schemes have to be our favorite paint schemes. And I know that your child likes the Grinch paint schemes too. That's for sure.
You're exactly right. Oh, man.
But here we go. Jeffrey Wallace and Danny Setzer, paint schemes aside. We got another elimination race. Everybody below the top 10, just like this first heat race, are going to be eliminated. So here we go. Danny Setzer, Jeffrey Wallace. We are green here at Daytona. As we see the drivers going across the start-finish line, Jeffrey Wallace right now is going to have the nose over Danny Setzer, but we're side by side going into 1 and 2. Big push from Joshua Abbey in the Grinch car, and already we haven't even entered the straightaway. The 19 of Danny Setzer is going to clear Jeffrey Wallace. We got some cars in the wall, jeez. Oh, and the Grinch car's around.
The yellow flag is out.
Caution is out here at Daytona International Speedway. Haven't even completed the first lap yet. And it looks like that poor Grinch car was the car involved. Joshua Abbey. Let's take a look at this incident. Got the wreckage replay set here. So as we enter this front straightaway, 19 is still up there. He's getting a push from, oh, who is that? He moved right up into that 23 car, and then he ended up hooking. That's Yost in the 99. It's right up into the 05 of Joshua Abbey. That turns him right around. That 23 was Tommy Angelo. Let's take a look at this wreck one more time, rewinding back to when it happened. Here it is in fast. Oh, nope, we're in slow motion. There, yeah, the 99 moves right up into the 23. Front nose ends up hooking the 05 of Joshua Abbey. David Amy goes around. Boom, right into that 8 car. It's like a chain reaction. I think Josh Hall might have avoided it all. He goes low. Yeah, Josh Hall avoids the entire wreck, barely misses David Amy.
As I've said before, just go low and pray. That's all you can do with these big tracks here when everybody starts stacking up like that.
Here's what it looked like from Josh Hall's view. All he could see was just the car spinning right at him. And of course, he has to go through the grass, taking that road course route. And looks like he keeps his car clean.
Yeah, looks pretty good there. As coming back this time, maybe taking the 1 to go.
Right, we got Larry Yon, Robert Yost, Joshua Abbey, David Amy, and John Ernst currently in the pits, but a lot of these drivers are departing. Again, that big wreck hurt a lot of cars on this track, and it's going to prevent some drivers maybe from entering that top 10. We've seen drivers, though, make their way all the way from the back in these heat races to the front. Michael White last race did that task.
Oh yeah, he was all the way in the back on that last restart, and he won, or not won. Excuse me. He made his way into that top 10. He will race in the feature, and so just like you just said, I mean, it doesn't matter where you start or where you restart. You have a chance to be in this feature, so don't give up. You got plenty of drivers right now that are not in the top 10 that still have a chance. So if you're watching your favorite driver right now and they're not in that top 10, don't start freaking out. Don't start yelling at them, wondering why they spent $25. No, they still have a chance. Trust me.
Right now, starting this restart, it's going to be the same front row that we had in the beginning of this race. It's Jeffrey Wallace in the Among Us car and Danny Setzer right here on the outside. Got Tommy Angelo starting third, Jimmy McFarland fourth, and rounding out your top five is going to be Jason Nethery.
Yeah, that is an interesting paint scheme, I will say, for Wallace there. That Among Us truck is looking good tonight. I'm not saying it's a bad paint scheme. It's just interesting, to say the least.
I know, Dustin, you yourself plays Among Us.
I mean, I played a couple of times. I've been hip and cool, like the youngsters say. Do the youngsters still say that, Atlee?
I wouldn't be a good judge of that.
Well, I mean, you're cool and hip, so I just figured maybe you would know. Maybe not. Okay, never
Among
mind.
Us is cool. Yep, it's. I guess you could say that. But we are going to be starting here. That awesome Among Us car. Let's take this restart from the view of Tommy Angelo in third. That'll be a fine and dandy view.
Yeah, fine and dandy indeed. What if we actually did an in-car view for a restart? That would be crazy.
What's
As
Green flag.
that
Green
pace car
flag.
does duck on off, and we go green flag right there. He is in third. You will see just how it looks in Daytona on a restart. As Jeffrey Wallace right in front of him, he just tries to get as close as he can. He's kind of backed off a little bit, not as close as he wants to be, but going down into turn one, just following him through, slow and steady, will win this race as we only have 8 laps to go. You see there on your ticker.
And looks like Wallace is going to have the lead as we enter the front straightaway. But I do see that black car of Danny Setzer coming into eye view as he's coming up side by side with Wallace. Let's see what happens in the turns. And then after we finish this lap, we'll exit from this in-car view.
Yeah, you see how that outside line just kind of creeps in there and creeps in there. And you see it's got the momentum on the exit of the corner, and he will lead the lap on the outside line. That is how it's done right there, and he'll slide in front of Jeffrey Wallace, new leader, as we slowly make our way into turn one. I say slowly, but they're actually going really fast. It doesn't look exactly like that. Man, you can see how much of a difference it makes when you're on the in-car camera versus just looking at them. And man, it is zooming fast there.
I gotta say, next one of these money races, I want it to be at iRacing Super Speedway.
Oh man, that would be amazing. For those that don't know, iRacing Super Speedway did come out tonight. It is the old Coca-Cola Super Speedway on NASCAR Racing 2003, the video game.
Oh!
Man, it was also, we got the leader in trouble. This
Cardi
is the
B
big
car.
one.
Oh no.
Everybody's in this. Everybody had contact. I sit there and watched everybody.
I
Man,
wouldn't
not
be
a
surprised
single-
if.
Not a single person.
Oh my goodness.
You see the wreckage replay on your screen. Not a single person not involved in that wreck. As we will go back and we'll break it down what exactly started this and how it happened, and man, who all this took out coming at you right now.
We got the replay here. Pay attention to the Cardi B car. I forget who that is. I think it's like the 28.
Sitting there
Oh.
leading the race. And
41
just
car
turn.
smacks the wall.
Man, and watch this, folks. Every
Ooh.
single person on your screen right now is in this wreck. At least gets touched, tapped, rubbed. Wow. I've never seen anything like that where it takes out the whole field.
No, Joshua Abbey in the Grinch car. I think. Hold up. Let's see if he gets in it. He's right here. Yep. Watch that green Grinch car and the 71 of John Ernst. Also, and I mean, yeah, Robert Yost. I think those drivers that were involved in the last wreck who were in the back might have benefited from this.
Well, yeah, if they're back there avoiding it, then sure, yes. But everybody in that top pack was at least involved in a little bit of way.
So let's go ahead and pull in David Duke. He's the pole sitter of the feature for a little interview under caution.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
David, you get a copy?
David Duke, this is Dustin Atley in the booth. Do you have a copy?
And
Hello.
there we go.
David, this is Dustin Atley. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, hello. You there?
Yes, we have you. So right now, you're probably in the best seat of the house. You're not even in this race. You weren't in the previous race. You're right where you want to be, sitting on the pole, starting in this race. So how does it feel to be starting on the pole, and what's going to be your strategy coming up here from this race, starting from the pole?
It's fantastic, actually. It's a first race with my new sponsor, Flavor Bomb Barbecue Rubs and Spices. First, I want to thank DE Designs for putting this on for us, and Ian for putting all this on. But I got to plug my sponsor, Flavor Bomb Barbecue Rubs and Spices, code RD21 to get 15% off. But having said that, I got a couple of teammates in this heat, and I'm hoping they get through. My strategy for the race, man, I don't know. I'm going to try to stay up front. Obviously, I want to talk to you guys a little bit later as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what would you say is the best strategy? I don't know if you can give it away or not, to be honest with you, but what is the best strategy for getting a pole here at Daytona?
Man, you got to get it wound up. You it's nice to be able to run. It's nice to try to run 2 laps at the bottom, but you just can't. You gotta run that first green lap on the top, and you just got to make that money lap count on the white flag lap. And I used to run both of them on the bottom because I don't know, I didn't trust my ability to be able to stay, not clip the apron and screw up my lap. But as I've progressed in iRacing, and I've just realized, man, you gotta stay on the top and get that thing wound up real tight.
Well, man, you definitely did that. It's just you did get the pole, and you are locked into that feature no matter what. And so, I guess you're like us, just watching this race. And so, what do you think of the racing so far?
It's pretty good, man. I don't know. It seemed like this second heat here has been a little bit more. The cars seem to be a little bit more unstable than the first heat, but it's been pretty good. That was a heck of a pile up there at that last caution. But I don't know. I got a couple teammates in this I'm rooting for, so we'll see what happens.
Well, congratulations, David. We'll hope to talk to you later. And we're about to go back green flag racing. So we'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all putting this on too, fellas. Y'all do a tremendous job at your broadcast, and I enjoy listening to them. Y'all have a good one. Hope to talk
Thank
to you
you.
later.
As he said, we're about to go green flag racing, and the green flag is back out. Josh Hall will lead this field to the green flag. Joshua Abbey in that 05 there on the top side will follow him right back through. It'd be interesting to see if he can jump down here. No, he stays up top and tries to contend for that top spot. Josh Hall will get the run down in turn 1, and he will be your leader here officially in the second heat. We do only have 6 laps to go as they go onto the back stretch. That outside line did not move like it normally has all night long.
Right, I think it's pretty wound up, this top line. Joshua Abbey in the Grinch car is starting to get back up there. with Josh Hall. They're side by side as we enter the chute to the tri-oval. And we'll see who gets this lap. It's going to be pretty close, but I do believe it's going to be Joshua Abbey, who has a great run.
Oh, yeah, that outside line is moving right now. It wasn't moving at the restart, but it's moving now as we come to 5 laps to go. Josh Hall in the 81 right below Joshua Abbey, trying to get that lead, but that outside line is just going to be too strong coming off the turn there. The 25 of Jason Nethery is pushing Joshua Abbey to try to get in front of Josh. I don't know if he's exactly clear. No, Josh will contend again for that top spot. As we look back at the top 10, we got Jimmy McFarland right now in the 9th position, John Ernst in the 10th position, and Justin Boyles in the 11th. They are doing everything they can right now to make it to that feature event.
And looks like Joshua Abbey is going to clear Josh Hall. But he is going to stay on the top, and now he can't get down because here comes Josh Hall in the turns.
Does he want down, though? That outside line has proven once and time again that it is the strong point here, and you can get a run off the turn, and that proves to be the most efficient way around, especially you come to the checkered flag. You want that outside line. So, no, I wouldn't go down either. I would stay exactly where he is right now. Joshua Abbey seems to be contending that outside line being pushed by Jason Nethery.
Yeah, and coming to 3 to go, we talk about how if they stayed on the high side and it came to where they were at the finish line, they would win the race. So that's why the high side is so important, because right now as we enter the turns, if it was just like how it is right now in the turns, of course, every time during the turns, Josh Hall gets a good run in that 81 car.
Yeah, in the turns, Josh Hall is amazing. He's getting the push by the 99 of Robert Yost there, but as you can see, that outside line really pulls ahead when they pull off the turn. They got that momentum wound up on the high side.
Right, and then watch this. Right in the turns, here comes Josh Hall in the 81. It's going to be hard to tell who exactly is going to get this race here. Could be somebody else besides these two who are battling. But right now, Joshua Abbey, he's going to get this lap with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, like you said, 2 laps to go, and anything can happen, folks. Trust me. Even if you're not in the top 10, you can still make it there. Yes, we're watching the top 6 or 7 right now, but I mean, back there in the top 10, which is what we're focused on, anything can still happen.
Right, it's all anybody's game here. Of course, we got to be watching these drivers who are outside of the top 10 trying to get into this race. 11th, Justin Boyles. 12th, Danny Setzer. 13th. So as we enter 1 lap to go, let's not even focus on up front. Let's go ahead and look at 11th. Justin Boyles. See.
Yeah, it actually looks like 11th through 18th are a lap or more down.
Oh, geez.
So potentially the top 10 is already set here. John Ernst in that 10th position looks like he may take that final spot, and the top 10 seem to be locked in here as we are on the last lap. So let's see who wins this. Got Josh Hall, Joshua Abbey sitting there racing for the lead. Joshua Abbey on my top side has been getting the lead off of every turn, it seems like. But you see Josh Hall trying to make it happen here on the last lap. Let's see if we're going to have a drag race coming off of turn 4. They do drag race. I think Joshua Abbey's got too much of a momentum. You see there coming to the line, Joshua Abbey will win heat number 2. And Jason Nethery will take second, pushing him. Josh Hall back down to 3rd. Brandon Marlowe 4th. Robert Yost in 5th. And that is your heat 2. So, Atlee, heat racing here on Friday nights. I never thought I would see it, but it was pretty fun.
I hope that Ian Martin keeps on doing this. It's been a great way to get a little preview of this race, and Of course, it's sad to see some of these drivers go, but we're glad to see these awesome heat races.
So yeah, a total of 40. I think at the time of the first heat, we had 44 drivers. We had one spot remaining, but 44 total drivers signed up, paid to enter this event. And now we are down to the top 25 drivers. Five advanced from qualifying, 10 from both heat races. As we pull up your starting grid for this feature, the starting lap feature.
So from Mid-South, got David Duke in the 78 starting first. From Pennsylvania in the 02, Seth Groover starting second. Jonathan Goke in that 24 starting third. And starting fourth in the 01, it's Patrick Groover.
Yeah, in the 18 of Derek Nickel, he will start P5. P6 is Braxton DeWeese in that 15 truck. Joshua Abbey in the 05 truck will start P7, and Brandon Gagnon in the 83 will start P8.
Then starting ninth, Jason Nethery is starting there. James Morgan is going to be starting in that number 43, rounding out your top 10. Then 11th, Racing for Intensity Racing Team, got Josh Hall in the 81. And 12th is going to be that 33 of Max McClure.
Brandon Marlowe bringing up 13th in that 37 truck. Scott Lamp in the 2 truck, he will be in 14th position. Robert Yost in the 99 raced his way in, and he will start in that 15th position. In the 16 truck of Ryan Battle, he will be in the 16th position, ironically.
Then we got Nick Horvath from up north Canada. He's going to be starting in that 95 and 17th. Michael White starting 18th. Jeffrey Wallace in that number 98 is starting 19th. And from Michigan, 29, rounding out your top 20 is Brandon Vandewedge.
From Spartanburg, South Carolina, we have Jimmy McFarland in that 41 truck. He will start off 21st. Tyler Payne in the 39 truck, he will start off 22nd. Carl Staton in the 88, he will be in 23rd. And rounding out your top 24 is Kyle Harbin in the 30 truck.
And he has not gridded for this race. He's still on pit road. Justin Boyles, if he can get it off, he's going to be still in this race, but I don't know. It says he still is on pit road.
Yeah, that's interesting there. You make the race, you run the heat, avoid everything, and you don't even start the race. That's confusing to me.
So let's look and see what is going to happen between David Duke and Seth Groover.
Oh man, it's getting time. That pace car will turn off and we'll start the 30 lap feature here tonight that will pay out over $900, folks. Here we go. The pace car is off. Green flag is in the air. David Duke takes the field. Green flag racing.
Right now, David Duke does have the nose over Seth Groover, but the high side gets a huge run as we enter 1 and 2. Again, that's that 0-2 of Seth Groover getting a good push from Patrick Groover. There has to be some relationship between those two, and they're working together right now. We saw these two both run very, very well in the Super Speedway Kings race on Tuesday. We know that they can work together very well, and we'll see if they can try to overtake David Duke for first.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we'll see 2 strategies tonight as we start to see that play out. We have the guys that are up front, they're running for it. They're going to stay out front or try to stay out front all race long. And then you have the guys that want to avoid any wrecks or potential wrecks that may happen. And I think you'll see that strategy play out as we have 24 trucks racing. Anything could happen. I think I'm so used to being the guy that wants to go up there and lead every lap and race as hard as I can. But I think with so much money on the line as there is tonight, I think I'll actually want to take the strategy of avoiding any wrecks.
So we're just doing a quick flyby of the field, all these drivers that are on the track right now. It looks like Justin Boyles did finally get into this race, but he is a minute behind everybody. He should
Yeah,
be getting lapped pretty soon.
well, if a quick caution came out, he might be the lucky dog, even if he gets lapped. So he's not really out, as a 30 lap shootout is a pretty quick race here at Daytona compared to what we normally run. But you never know. Seth Groover is your leader that time by. David Duke still trying to get that lead from him. And man, really good side by side racing here in the
Oh!
top 10. Oh, we got some contact there.
Nice save by whoever that was. That was Joshua Abbey in the Grinch car. He almost wrecked and brought out our first caution, but he ended up saving it. Great job to him for saving that Grinch machine. He's still in contention right now. He's racing with Brandon Gagnon, trying to get that 8th position. And that separated the field a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's separated into two groups. You got your top front or top few, Seth Groover leading that, David Duke right behind him. And then you also have the second group there that's, I don't think it'll take long for them to get back together as one group, if I'm being honest. But nevertheless, there are two groups right now just trying to make their way back to the front.
And I think they will over time. We got the 05 of Joshua Abbey. We're side by side up front for the lead. Seth Groover and David Duke are neck and neck, but David Duke in the turns is going to enter. I think we're going to see this throughout this race. Inside line is going to get the run in the turns. Outside line is going to get it through the straightaways. It's going to be just like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the momentum is really what matters, and that outside line has the momentum so much out of the turns. I think that's going to be the difference tonight. Seth Groover, he led that lap. Where's he at? The outside line. I mean, that's where I want to be if I'm in this race. But the problem is, it sometimes can be a little unorganized on the outside line. On the inside line, you see David Duke leading that. He's such a good run right now. The question is on the last lap. That's going to be the question if he has the momentum on the last lap.
I think we have some drivers that are currently intentionally hanging back at the moment, and I think at about lap 15 they're going to start to try to make their way. But while we do have a little break in the action, let's go ahead and take this break to share the stream and like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We do have 2 goals. Currently, we have 415 followers on Facebook, and right now our goal is the big 500. So feel free to follow us on Facebook if you do like our content, and on YouTube, visit there. We have 204 subscribers, and we are going to go for 250 on YouTube. So make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and also share the stream. But back...
Absolutely. I was just going to say, as we do read your comments. We notice the shout outs that we have. We got some shout outs for Joshua Abbey. We got some shout outs for Jake McKinney. We got plenty of shout outs on Facebook. And so please leave us a comment. Let us know who you're pulling for tonight, who you want to win, and who potentially could buy you a really good Christmas gift with the $300 that they're going to win if they finish first.
And right now it looks like it's going to be either Seth Groover or David Duke, as they have continued to battle up front through this entire race. It's been give or take this entire time.
Oh yeah, David Duke has been really shining there on the inside line. He will lead this lap. So that's what I keep saying. It's all about momentum, and that's what it is. As David Duke led that lap, we've seen the outside line be so strong, but it's just about momentum and what energy your line carries on a particular lap. That outside line is not as strong this lap. I think that'll change coming out of the backstretch here.
Now, I have been thinking about this entire time, but that 24 DuPont car is absolutely beautiful. I really like that paint scheme. That's such a wonderful paint scheme.
Yeah, it is. I tell you what stands out about it, Atlee. It's not so much the paint scheme as the number. That number 24 is beautiful. I can't disagree with you there. David Duke going to lead this lap as well. That inside line really got it organized. He's got a good pusher, I will say, in that 24. And that's really making the difference here. It all really comes down to that last lap. We are at 22 laps to go as we sit right now. David Duke sitting pretty out there in front.
Yeah, this race has flown by so far because it's really been either two drivers side by side. David Duke has the nose right now over Seth Groover, but Seth Groover is trying to get back up there.
Yeah, if you're watching the replay of this, let's say this is, the next day and you're watching the replay, I encourage you to look at who's in your top 10 right now. And as you see right there, he jumps to the outside line. And the 24, Jonathan Goat, will lead this lap in that beautiful 24, as we mentioned. And that's how quickly things change. I was gonna encourage the viewers to take a look at your top 10 right now, because it will not be the same as we come down to the checkered flag. It will definitely change up, as we do have a lap car of Justin Boyles. He is going to probably stay out the way here, I would say, but it's always something to keep in mind.
Right now he's hugging that yellow line from what I can see. Jonathan Goat, he made a very aggressive move, went up, went down, but it worked very, very well. Yep, there goes Justin Boyle to the high side. They all go by him. Let's see if everybody can get by him safely. I believe so. It's a little bit crazy because technically everybody that's passing him is going 3 wide. So it can get a little bit crazy, but I'm glad. Oh, the 78 and the 02 almost made contact there.
Yeah, very close right there up front. As Jonathan Goat leads that inside line. And again, the 02, he's right there ready to take the lead. And he will get that momentum on the high side. I think he'll get it just to nose here as he comes down the backstretch. But that inside line of Jonathan Goat will edge it out going into turn 3. Man, such give and take. I'm impressed by the racing here tonight. It is not easy as it looks. I can promise you that, folks. As there's a lot of letting off the throttle. There's a lot of even braking at Daytona. What? Yes, braking at Daytona to keep from bumping. Jonathan Goat will lead this lap, coming to 19 to go this time by.
All right, we're getting down here into the nitty gritty at Daytona. Right now, we've been side by side for the lead. Jonathan Goat, I think that the only way for these drivers to try to get up front right now is to make an aggressive move just like Jonathan Goat did. Just a quick up-down move to try to get himself up front. Look at this on the straightaways. Great run by the high side. Seth Groover trying to get there. But look, in the turns, every single time the low line is going to retake the lead over the high side. And then I bet you in this front straightaway, we're going to see the top line start to come back.
I don't know, that 78 of David Duke is pushing really good on the 24 of Jonathan Goat right now. You see Jonathan Goat does lead that lap. He had a really good push there, and there's only 2 cars right there on the outside line. Now 3 cars as the 18 of Derek Nickel, he does jump up and help that outside line, but I think the inside line has got the momentum, got the groove, got the push to lead this lap. The outside line is taking advantage of that momentum on the outside right now on the backstretch. But I think going down into turn 3, you'll see that David Duke of 78 and Jonathan Goat of 24 really get the momentum. And I think Jonathan Goat will look to lead another lap here coming off turn 4.
So I am going to give an award here to David Duke. He is going to get the Plentiful Pretty Pusher Award in that number 78. He's done a great job getting Jonathan Goat these laps.
Yeah, it's all about the push. Like you just said, it doesn't matter how good your truck is. If you don't have a good pusher, like David Duke is being to Jonathan Goat right now, it doesn't matter. There's a little separation there, but you'll see David Duke really come up there on the backstretch, and that's going to keep them nose and nose. If it weren't for David Duke staying right there, I'm telling you that outside line will just go. It would not even be a question. But David Duke is being such a good pusher right now. Coming off of turn 4, you'll see him get right to Jonathan Goat's back bumper. That outside line seems to have the momentum. The 02 will lead this lap, I think, coming to the checkered flag, or not to the checkered flag, to the start-finish line. And I am correct. The 02 will lead that lap. Seth Groover in that top spot as to go down in turn 1. It's going to be anybody's game, I'm telling you, as we come down to closer and closer. 3 wide in the
Oh,
back.
we
some
got cars in
contact.
the wall. Cars in the wall. And the
And
95 is around, but it looks like we had to save it. I saw that they were trying to create a third line up there, and they got a little bit too high to the wall, and they whacked it.
so much easier to do at Talladega. Here you got narrower. Is that a word, narrower? Well, we're making it a word here tonight, folks. We got such narrower racing surfaces that 3 wide is not as easy here at Talladega, or here at Daytona, as it is in Talladega. Jonathan Goki lead that lap, but you see the trouble that 3 wide can make here at I said it again, here at Daytona, as we go 3 wide. It can really get you in trouble here. As opposed to Talladega, it's no problem. Here at Daytona, it really serves as a problem. That 0-2 continuing to stay neck and neck off the backstretch. It's all about momentum. David Duke right on that back bumper of the 24 of Jonathan Goke. And going down to turn 3, you'll see just how much that inside line, the shortest way around the track, takes advantage of that. It'll be interesting to see as we come down to 14 to go this time by.
We're going to have a fan shout out here. Matt Knight sent 10 stars on Facebook. We really appreciate it. He's actually raced in some of these money races before, and we really appreciate the 10 stars. And hopefully, Matt, you are enjoying the broadcast so far, and hopefully next race will actually get you in the race. But oh my gosh, we got a wreck here. Caution is out.
Huge wreck here. Man, as you see the wreckage replay coming up on your screen right now, we are getting this. It looks like Jonathan Goke will be your leader. Seth Groover is in front of him right now as we see. Man, there's a bunch of cars involved in this. The the radios of the drivers are absolutely going insane as everybody's just trying to figure out who caused this, why they chose to do what they do. There's a lot of chatter on the radio. Oh yeah, it's going crazy right now. Everybody catching back to the pace car. Let's take a look at this replay.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's look at it slow. So pay attention to, who is that right there? I think that's the 01 of Patrick Groover. Oh no, got behind.
Oh.
That's the 23. He goes right down there into David Duke, and they move up. All right, we got to see. Oh, look at all those cars getting involved. The 43. Yeah, I got to see that one more time. Now, watch that 18 car. This kind of reminds me of like a catapult. Watch it when it makes...
You're exactly right, yeah.
Yep. Oh, no, looks like that might have been Brandon Marlowe making contact with that 18. Then that pushes him down, and then the 78 catapults right up into the 01, and then it's all like a domino effect from there. Like you said, the turn left and pray strategy is what a lot of these drivers are doing, and a few of them actually avoided the wreck.
Oh yeah, that turn left and pray strategy, I can promise you, it works, especially when you're coming off the turn like that. You got so much, you can see how much room they have down there. The whole infield of the backstretch is asphalt now, thanks to Daytona International Speedway, and so much room. You see some drivers on pit road. There's your leader now, Seth Groover, Jonathan Goke right behind him, Tyler Payne in the 39 and third, Jason Nethery in fourth, Joshua Abbey in fifth. But one thing this caution will do, I know there were some drivers that chose to stay back, avoid wrecks. I know that'll bring them, that actually lost the draft. That will bring them right back up to this lead pack, and we will see some more intense racing as we will restart with about 9 or 8 laps to go, depending on when those lights go off the pace car. There you see the lucky dog going around. And got some drivers making some pit stops, repairing some damage here tonight.
So, Dustin, we're going to go ahead and pull in currently 6th place driver Josh Hall to see so far how he thinks about this race. Let's get him in.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, Josh, you got a copy?
Got you loud and clear, Atlee.
So far, this has been a pretty good race. We saw a lot of clean racing until that caution. Looks like you made your way through that wreck, and now you are in 6th place, right up there in the thick of things. How have you handled this race so far, and what do you think of it?
Well, that's the second time I've driven through a wreck like that and needed a pair of pants. But no, this Intensity Broadcasting car is running real. Truck right now is running real good. Just trying to stay clean, trying to stay out of it. The truck actually moves a lot in the air, so it's something we're all trying to battle right now is how much the truck actually moves around. So it's interesting, the new Aero, but yeah, just want to be there at the finish and let's get a win.
Well, awesome, Josh. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Good luck tonight, as you've had on your side already. But as we get down here to 10 and 9 laps to go on the restart, it'll be interesting to see. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, guys.
So like he said, there was, with the new season being released, again, iRacing does have seasons where new content is released. Some new super speedway aerodynamic stuff were released. So I'm excited to see how that has been affecting the drivers. Maybe when we are interviewing the top 3, we'll see how that may have affected their strategy, this new aerodynamics thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's been a lot of changes, not only tire models, but the way that the truck interferes with the wall is even different. So there's some aero push on the wall if you're that close to it. Uh, there's a lot of aero changes. There's a lot of tire model changes, a lot of changes all around. And so these drivers are learning just like they would if they just jumped into the truck for the first time here tonight. And some drivers doing better than others, like Seth Groover, Jonathan Goat. That's your top front row. Uh, Jason Nethery, Joshua Abbey sitting in second, and Josh Hall that we just interviewed will restart fifth as that pace car will come off turn 4. You'll see him duck off into pit road, and we'll go green flag racing here with 10 laps to go. We'll have a 10-lap shootout for all the money here. It doesn't matter if you're 24th, which is how many cars we have on the lead lap, or if you're sitting in first. Nobody knows how this race is going to turn out. Green flag is back in the air. Seth Groover leads this pack down into turn 1. We will get green flag racing here as everybody gets sorted out here, going down, like I said, in turn 1.
And right now, down in turn 1, we got that 24 car going into there. He has got the lead right now. And looks like the top line right now, the 39 is blinking Tyler Payne tremendously. And Tyler Payne is going to move up and get in front of Seth Groover on the high side.
Yeah, he's blinking, but he's going to be taking the lead here as we go down to turn 3. That 39 is in the right spot, even though he's blinking. It's so hard to do. We see some 3-wide action behind him. Josh Hall in that 81 trying to make that 3-wide work. I don't know how much of a push this 39 is going to get with him blinking, but he will lead this lap as we come to 9 laps to go here for all the money.
I know that blinking a lot of times, we've seen Ian Martin tell people to have their family get off devices. Oh, we got a car in the wall. Do you think maybe we've seen so many cars get in the wall today? Do you think it's because of this new aerodynamic wall build from this new season?
Yeah, it's got to be. We do have a caution out on the track for everybody. But yeah, it's got to be. As you see the wreckage replay, we'll see exactly what happened. But listen, these guys are not as used to this aero push that you get off the wall, as that just hasn't been a factor as much in the past. But now that it is, it's here to stay. I can promise you that from iRacing. But we'll see exactly how it affected this driver here as we get that replay ready for you. Well, you're looking at the top 3 right now. Well, here's the replay. Let's take a look at this replay for you guys.
We are getting it up right here. Let's watch that 95 of Nick Horvath in that beautiful monster car.
I have a feeling it's not about to be so beautiful. As he goes into the turn there, see 3 wide in front of him. And I'm not sure exactly what happens here. There's some cars just
Marlowe into the wall.
It looks, and it goes down
Ooh.
to avoid him and gets turned. Man, it happens so quickly that you don't even have time to react. Everybody else seems to be slowing up pretty good, decent here.
Oh, yeah. Carl Staton, Michael White slide right into that 95.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse than that. I will say, only 3 cars involved. Could have been a lot worse, but that does bring out the caution. That's enough, and we'll restart with about 4 laps to go here.
Looks like we got Robert Yost in the booth. Let's go ahead and pull him in to get his take on this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Robert has been really good tonight, and we're going to reach out to Robert here. Robert, do you have a copy? This is Atlee and Dustin in the booth.
What's up, guys?
Nothing much. Just trying to figure out what's going on with you tonight. You're sitting in 16th spot right now, at least it shows on the standings. What have you thought of tonight's race, and how do you plan on getting up there?
Well, this whole week's been stressful going into this, thinking that we have to do heat races, and I'd rather be in the first heat race. I was in the second one, and my nerves got to me, and it paid off coming off. You know, got in that big wreck. I caused it, and that was my fault, and I apologize to everybody. But this is a gambling's game, and it's all about luck, so we'll see what we can do.
Well, man, I hope you're getting the right lines. I hope you're getting the right momentum, energy, all that good stuff as we come up here. Man, good luck to you, Robert.
I appreciate it. See if we can get this Bats way to the front.
Yes, sir. Good luck. And that was Robert Yost there. He will be restarting 14th, trying to make his way up into that top 5. Remember, the top 5 is your paying spots along with that clean driver award. Right now, I don't know how many drivers have a clean record, except that maybe the top few. Other than that, I don't know who has a clean record.
Speaking of clean record, let's try to get Jonathan Goke into this booth here, right? He right now is in probably one of the best positions on the track right now, in first. Let's try to get him in.
Yeah, absolutely. Jonathan Goke in that 24. Do you have a copy? This is Atlee and Dustin in the booth.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
What is going on right now? You are in the best possible position on the track. You made up a lot of, or you at least made a very good move to get yourself up to the front. So right now, what is your take on this race so far, and what are you going to try to do to continue to keep that lead and protect it?
I have no idea, honestly. I'm just going to see what happens. I'm kind of happy the Groover twins got separated because they were working really well together. But then again, I was working really, really good with David Duke. So pretty much I'm just going to try to go, see what happens, not cause any wrecks, and just finish.
Yeah, I will say you and David Duke really had something special there. He was pushing you really good. It'll be interesting to see, man, for you, how you work through the field now without David. Good luck to you here as we go to 1 to go. Thank you for chatting with us.
All right, thank you, guys.
Man, it's anybody's game here tonight, Atlee. I said that nervously, good luck, because he is in first, and that's where you want to be, but that could change so quickly. He could drop. In fact, his pusher, David Duke, is nowhere to be found in the top 10, and he has fell back. He is actually, I say that wrong. He is in 10th. You're right. And so he went from second, pushing the leader, to all the way back to 10th. Anything can change anytime here. We'll restart with 5 laps to go. We'll have a 5-lap shootout here for $900. I don't know how I feel about that, but here we go.
So here we go. Got Tyler Payne. Jonathan Goke is going to be starting on the front row.
Yeah, he takes that inside line. Seth Groover sitting there in 3rd position. Joshua Abbey in 4th. And Ryan Battle is in 5th. That is your top 5 as we come to this green flag. That pace car will duck on off, and we'll see some green flag racing once again. It is all up to Jonathan Goke when he wants to go. He does want to go. Green flag is back in the air. 5 laps to go here at Daytona.
It is getting now into the nitty-gritty with 5 to go. Jonathan Goke right now is clear of Tyler Payne. And Tyler, he made a little bit of contact with that 16, but luckily he saves it and goes back up to the high side, and he's the leader of the high side line.
Yeah, he tried to make it work on getting down to the inside line. It just didn't work. David Dew dropping like a rock right now, going all the way to the back. He lost momentum coming off the turn, but you see there, he tried to make it to the inside line. It didn't work, but now he's got the outside line. He's got that 16 truck, or is that 15 truck, trying to take the lead here. 16 of Ryan Battle on the outside line, trying to take the lead coming off turn 4. And they're wrecking back in the field.
Ooh.
Caution is out.
And the third caution has come out here at...
David Duke involved in that. Robert Yost involved in that. Plenty of cars back here, all involved in that. Looks like maybe Max McClure was involved in that. As you see your wreckage replay up on the screen right now, we're getting that for you. Jonathan Goke is your leader. Ryan Battle in the second position. Seth Groover right there in your top 3. As let's take a look at this replay.
So here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at that 99 of Robert Yost. We had a car coming out of the pits on the bottom. I think a few drivers might have been checking up to try to not hit him. Yeah, I think that might have been the case. So actually, I'd watch that 43 of James Morgan as him, and I believe that's the 21 car. They get too wide. The 43 gets it just a little bit too back of the 21. These trucks are very finicky. And boom, right into the wall is the 21.
Yeah.
That is a shame here.
It's really a shame because you think you have a chance to win, and now you see them heading on pit road. And, I mean, they still technically have a chance to win, but as we come down, we're probably going to have maybe 2 laps to go. We may end up having green-white checkered here, and it looks like that's the case. And I don't know how much you can do in 2 laps.
Now, I mean, looking at the paint schemes for tonight's race, I do have to say that I do believe Jonathan Goke does have the best one. I really like the paint scheme. It is such a wonderful paint scheme. I feel like he did a good job using his imagination, you know, to make that paint scheme. I love the colors that he chose.
Yeah, right now I will say let's bring in David Duke. We talked about him a lot earlier, pushing Jonathan Goke, and now he's sitting there, avoided that wreck a little bit. But let's check in with him. David Duke, this is Dustin and Atlee in the booth. Do you have a copy tonight? And it looks like we may have some technical difficulties with David. That's okay. Right now, again, he is in P16, trying to make his way up back to the top 5 to get paying position at least. He will not get the incident-free clean driver award, that's for sure. But nevertheless, he's trying to make his way in the top 5.
Yeah, it looks like we lost David Duke there. Shame that we couldn't pull him in. Yeah, he fell 17 positions all the way down from the pole position. It's a shame to see him. He's in the position where he is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a shame. We're looking for the pace car lights to go off this time around, and we will have our first attempt. It looks like at a green-white checkered. We will. We have 3 attempts here tonight. If a caution comes out before these guys make it all the way around to the start-finish line and get that white flag, we will line them up and we'll try it again. Up to 3 attempts. And on that 3rd attempt, if we have a yellow, then the race will end under caution. That being said, if we take the white flag, it does not matter. There will not be another caution. The white flag will be the last flag before the checker flag. And no matter what happens, we'll come across to the line, and we'll see who wins. Jonathan Goke is your leader. Right behind him, we have the 02 of Seth Groover. He's starting on that outside line. Ryan Battle in the 3rd position. Tyler Payne in the 4th position. And your top 5, Patrick Groover. I have a suspicion that Seth and Patrick Groover are working together. Maybe, I don't know.
That is a very, very conspicuous suspicion.
Well,
here.
seeing as how they're the O1 and the O2, they have similar paint schemes and same last name. I would assume so, but who knows?
It's a stretch, but maybe they might be working together, and we'll see if they can connect with each other here on this green white checkered and try to get one of those O2 or O1 into victory lane. But I don't think, not if Jonathan Goke is going to have anything to say about it. We'll see if he can try to protect that lead here.
Yeah, that's right. Pace car, as you see, will duck on off. We're running through the field there. But the pace car is off. Green flag is on Jonathan Goke, and he takes that green flag. Green flag is back out. Green, white, checkered. 2 laps to go here at Daytona at the DE Designs 150. Jonathan Goke gets a good run on that inside line, and they will take the advantage down in turn 1.
Yeah, Jonathan Goke, he is clear of Groover, but we'll see if he can get a good run. 83 of Brandon Gagnon goes down to the bottom. Looks like the O2 was losing help on the high side, but look at that battle. Ryan Battle and Seth Groover and Patrick Gruber, they all are on the high side, and they clear Jonathan Goke easily. Oh, but the Grinch car is around.
Caution is
Caution
out. And a big
out.
one happens in the back. We got cars spinning, going sideways, going crazy. The Groover brothers really hooked up there, and that helped get Ryan Battle out to the lead. You see the wreckage replay on your screen right now. We are getting that ready for you. That was a crazy wreck there. We will have a second attempt at a green, white, checkered. Remember, I said they did not take that white flag, so we will have a second attempt. We have up to 3 attempts. As we try to get this replay for you, right now your leader is Ryan Battle in that 16 machine, and Patrick Groover, Seth Groover right behind him. In 4th, we have Jonathan Goke in that 24. 5th, Tyler Payne in that 39. We do have your replay ready. Take a look at it with us.
All right, so watch that Grinch car on the top. Joshua Abbey, he's getting a push there from that 88 of Boyles, who made his way all the way back from the back. He did end up missing the start, and he started
4 wide there. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt there. 4 wide.
That's a dangerous
That's what
situation there, and
Yeah,
then he
you
just makes
cannot do that.
contact.
Cannot do that here at Daytona.
You might be able to do 3 wide here at Daytona, but 4 wide is kind of stretching it. It might have been accidental, and that just causes a wreck there. The 25 gets in. We got a car spinning like a top. That's the 98 Mary Susmus car of Jeffrey Wallace.
Yeah, if you recall, back in the day, they did not have catch fences, and they would just fly right off the track. But here tonight, we have catch fences. That's what kept that truck into the racing surface, and it could have been a lot worse for him. Man, a lot of cars involved in that.
Let's just
Or
take
a lot
a
of
look.
trucks.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard to say trucks instead of cars, because there's just so many cars, only a few trucks in iRacing. But let's take a look from the view of our good friend Jeffrey Wallace to see what it looks like from the screen. Gets right into that one.
Just nowhere to go, and then he gets dizzy.
I am
as maybe you
sorry.
did.
If we had any photo-sensitive viewers, that was pretty crazy there.
Crazy indeed. There you see your top 10 on your screen right now. The 16 of Ryan Battle right there is your leader. As we will have our second attempt at a green, white, checkered. Like I said, they can go up to 3 as long as there's a caution before the white flag. We will have 3 attempts. Man, Jonathan Goke, I know, is excited to get this race restarted in 3rd. He's looking right now, or actually he's in 4th. He's looking to take back that top spot. The question is, Atlee, is these Groover brothers, or I don't know if they're brothers, I just assume that, but these Groover family members, we'll say, can they hook back up again and take back this race?
Oh, no doubt they're going to try to hook up. They had such a great thing going during that last restart. I mean, if they can get themselves hooked up and maybe get a few other drivers, they have probably a much better chance of winning this race than, say, Jonathan Goat, just because they have such great chemistry with each other.
Yeah, that pace car lights will go out, and we are coming to one to go. This time by one lap around this long 2.5 mile speedway until we decide the winner of over $900 over the top five, including a clean driver award. But I assume at this point, there's not a whole lot left contending for that. So looks like maybe somebody in this top five will take that prize. As we come down the backstretch, we're ready to restart here on the second green white checkered attempt.
So if you look at your bottom right here, you can see Battle's steering wheel, you can see his throttle, you can see how much, like his G-force, and then you can also see what gear he's in. So right now he's in third gear, going about 80 miles per hour. 80 is like the average pace speed here at Daytona. A lot of times, I normally am about 80 in second gear during these starts.
Yeah, that's where you want to be in second gear, about 80 miles per hour. Get you good run, get you good RPMs up. That's where you want to be. You're right.
And it looks like he shifted down from third to second gear just to get himself ready for this restart. You might see him start maybe revving the engine a little bit, like you said, get those RPMs up, because once a car is in motion, they're in motion, and if you can get those RPMs up, you can have a much better start than someone who, say, just started when he saw the green flag, and the green flag is out. There goes the speed boost. Shifts to third gear, Ryan Battle. I think about in the chute, entering, we're going to see him switch to fourth gear. Yep, right about 150 is when you got to switch to fourth gear. And the 01 is going to clear him on the bottom. Patrick Groover. Oh, we got cars in the wall. Caution is out. Goodness gracious.
No caution yet. No caution. And there it is. Caution is out.
Caution.
We will have a third attempt. Wreckage replay is out. It looks like at the time of caution that Patrick Groover in that 01 is your leader. Wow. Man, what a change up. Even as we didn't even get half a lap in, so much changed. Your top four all shuffled around there. Top four right now, Ryan Battle. Patrick Groover is your leader. I apologize. As we look at this replay here, let's see exactly what happened.
So watch that 83 of Brandon Gagnon. Here's a view of, so he's on the high side outside of Tyler Payne. Tyler Payne moves up. I don't know. His spotter might have said that he was clear, but he wasn't. He got up into Brandon Gagnon, and then he goes down right into Max McClure. And that 34 gets into Josh Hall, spins around. The 88 car barely misses him, and boom, barrels right into that Grinch machine. The Grinch machine has been a punching bag throughout this race. Gets another hit from the 25.
We will have a third attempt here at a green white checkered. And remember, folks, if a yellow comes out before they take the white flag this time, the race will end under caution. That's not what any of us want to see, so hopefully they can keep it clean. But I'm just stating facts here. They will end under caution. We want to remind you of our race sponsor tonight, DE Designs. We are happy they came on board. Atlee, tell us a little bit more about DE Designs.
Yeah, DE Designs, again, is a sponsor of this race. They're a family-owned and operated sign and design shop located at 405 Geyser Road in Ballston Spa, New York. They specialize in motorsports design, racing apparel, team shirts, racing suits, banners, and much more. It is a one-stop for all of your racing needs. Look them up on Facebook at DE Designs 12, no spaces, and you can see some awesome, I know that their latest post was a little sample of some cool racing t-shirts that you can make. So maybe if you're a race car driver in real life and you want some cool merch for your driving team, for your fans and your crew to get, make sure to go and contact DE Designs so they can make a great looking design for your t-shirt.
Yeah, not only do they do designs, so yeah, they'll design the T-shirt. They'll do your car number, obviously your name, and like you said, it's the pit crew package, right? And it includes like 20 hoodies, 20 shirts. I don't remember all it included. It was a lot, and it was a pretty good price. So go check them out. They're really, really good folks. Um, so yeah, that'll get you covered for race night on Friday nights or Saturday nights, whatever you run. Pit crew package by DE Designs. That pace car coming back out of turn four. There you see just some guys that have a chance still to win this money tonight. Money is up for grabs. I can promise you, anybody still has a chance if they're out there on the track, as we don't know what's going to happen here as the pace car lights are out. We are coming to one to go. Third attempt at a green white checkered. If the caution comes out again, let me remind you, this race will end under caution. If they get the white flag, though, it will end under green no matter what. Doesn't matter what happens. Man, it's getting intense, Atlee.
Yep, this is the final attempt, so anything is going to go here. No more cautions. And this time, let's do the whole starting again. This time, Jonathan Goke, we're going to have it on his screen. You got G-Force, the wheel. Excuse me, that's Groover. My bad. Patrick Groover in the 01.
Yeah, he is out front on that outside line right now. Interesting, he took the outside line. I don't think that has anything to do with the car or the truck right behind him of Seth Groover. I don't think that's coincidental at all. Do you?
I knew they were going to try to hook up somehow, and this is like the ideal position. Jonathan Goke is going to need to have some kind of push from Ryan Battle if he wants any chance at beating the Groovers. And we'll see if they'll have a good enough, maybe a 1-2 finish by the Groovers.
Well, I will say he had David Duke pushing him earlier, and he was able to stay out front for a while. I do want to point out Michael White back there. You see on your screen the camouflage and orange truck. He was involved in an incident tonight. He's back up there. So, like I say and say and say again, nobody is out of this thing until that checker flag falls. That pace car ducks on off. We will go green flag racing. The race leader is Patrick Groover. He goes back into the gas, and the green flag is back out. 2 laps to go. No matter what happens here, this will be the finish of the DE Designs 150.
Yep, this is going to get intense here. The final restart attempt. Right now, Patrick Groover does have the nose. He's pretty much clear of the 24 as we enter the front straightaway.
There is no way he's giving his teammate there the cold shoulder as they go down the backstretch. They are pushing nose to nose here, or tail to nose. And you see the 24 making his way back on that inside line. I'm really impressed here as Jonathan Goat will lead down into turn 3. Man, really impressive run. Caution is out. That will be the race. Jonathan Goat looks to be your winner.
So I think they're just going to try to race to the finish here. Yeah, that's it. Jonathan Goke. Or they might try to run the lap. I don't know. I do believe that Jonathan Goke is the winner, though.
We have everybody on the radio already congratulating Jonathan Goke.
Okay. All right, yep, Jonathan Goke is the winner here. Congratulations.
$300 for the winner. I hate that it entered a caution like this, but we knew it was a possibility with so much money on the line. The most I know I've ever covered, I don't know about Intensity Broadcasting, but the most I've ever covered personally, $900 in payouts. I knew it was going to be intense, and I did not think for 1 second that they were going to come back without crashing, but I did think it was going to wait to the white lap or the white flag lap.
So as we wait for all the drivers to get into the interviews, we're going to take a quick break as you will watch this intensity promo video. I hope y'all have been enjoying seeing that promo video. It was very cool. It was made by Josh Hall. But first, let's look at the results before we do that. Hold on, we got
All right, just getting word while you're working on that, Atlee, that Jonathan Goke is the highest finisher of this race with 0x. So he did not touch a single car tonight, and he is the highest finisher. So he will get $70 extra to Jonathan Goke. So he's looking at a $370 payout tonight. And again, it was only 25 to enter. So he's looking at a profit of about $350 here tonight.
So it looks like we are going to go ahead and do the intensity promo video. So sit back, relax, and watch this awesome promo video that Josh Hall made. Okay, sorry about that. We got Jonathan Goke right now burning it down. Let's do the results here. Jonathan Goke, again, he is your official winner in that 24 DuPont car. Patrick Groover finished second. Ryan Battle third. Braxton DeWeese fourth. Seth Groover finished fifth. We had Carl Staton finishing sixth. Seventh was Brandon Marlowe. Then finishing eighth was Michael White. Ninth, Justin Boyles. And rounding out your top 10 was Brandon Gagnon. Then 11th was the 81 of Josh Hall. 12th was Robert Yost. 13th, Derek Nickel. 14th, Scott Lamp. And rounding out your top 15 was the 33 of Max McClure. Then 16th was Nick Horvath. 17th, Tyler Payne. 18th, Brandon Vandewedge. 19th was Kyle Harbin. And rounding out your top 20 was Joshua Abbey. And then we got the bottom five. Jason Nethering in 21st. David Duke in 22nd. Jeffrey Wallace in 23rd. James Morgan in 24th. And last but most certainly not least, James McFarland finished 25th.
Yeah, it was a crazy race all the way through there, Atlee. I mean, as we said all night, you never know what to expect here. And I didn't expect the caution to come out there. I will say that. I was expecting us to end at the green, but the caution did come out. Jonathan Goat took the win. And let's interview some drivers here. How about
We don't have Ryan Battle
Yeah.
right now in the booth.
kind of waiting for Ryan to join us here. As you say, he is not in the booth with us. He is getting off his driver's seat and trying to run up here real quick.
So let's go ahead while we're at it. Let's go ahead and get second place. Patrick Groover into the booth right now. Here we go. Patrick, you got a copy?
Yep, I got a copy.
So that was a very exciting race. You were practically in the front the entire time. You and Seth were working together very well, and you ended up finishing second. What was your take on this race and what happened through your eyes here at Daytona?
Well, just want to say thanks to everybody who put this on. It was a great race. Thanks for DE Designs here for broadcasting. You guys do a great job. It was a fun race. You know, a lot of three wide action there, and you know, it helps when you have a good teammate to help you. You know, we can work together. But you know, it's always nice to be out front, so I always try to get out front and stay clean. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So Patrick, sitting there second, took home a good chunk of change tonight. I always like to ask, what are you going to do with this money? It's close to Christmas.
Probably go toward iRacing. I know they made a bunch of updates and put out new tracks and stuff. I'm probably gonna get a couple tracks and a couple cars with it.
Fair enough. Well, man, congratulations on that second place position tonight. And I know you wish that probably would have ended under green, but better luck next time on that. And congratulations again. Thank you for talking to us.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right. That is your second place position, Patrick Groover, pulling into the booth now. Jonathan Goat, do you have a copy? This is Dustin Hatley in the booth.
Yes, sir.
Jonathan Goat, man, you were up front a lot tonight. You had some good pushing by David Duke early on, and then good pushing by Ryan Battle. A lot of guys were pushing you, man. You just seem to be in the right place all the time tonight. What did you think of tonight?
I cannot believe it. Like that race went like it was a dream race. Like every time you're up front in Super Speedway, you're like, oh, what's gonna go wrong? But it like everything fell my way. I was a little bit worried having the Groover twins lined up outside because I knew they'd try to time that restart and they got out front. But somehow, I mean, Ryan just gave me a heck of a shove, and then I was screaming to Joe and Josh, "Come on, caution!" And then it happened. And I just went absolutely insane.
I will say, me and Atley in the booth, we were both thinking the same thing. Those Groover brothers hooked up. We thought that they had it, but man, congratulations to you. So, walk us through that. The caution comes out. You know you're in the lead. You say you're going crazy, but what are you thinking in that moment?
I think I yelled like I can't like it's the first time I've won in a league race in a good bit, an actual money race, and I was like, I mean, I wasn't even planning on running until today when Joe hit me up and said, "Hey, you running tonight?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What's happening tonight?" "Oh, $25. All right, let's go." And then here I am in victory lane with some money heading my way.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been told or not, but you actually won the Clean Driver Award too, so you'll get extra $70, $370 tonight. I always like to ask the drivers, how are you going to spend it? Same question goes to you, Jonathan.
Well, I have a $40,000 diecast collection, and I think I'm gonna add a couple of Chase Elliott's to my collection.
Well, I think $370 may help out with that a little
A little
bit.
bit.
Well, man, congratulations. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out for this victory tonight?
Oh, of course, I gotta hit up Joe Wright and Josh Hall, but they've been my teammates for going on 10 years now, all the way back to when iRacing first started. So them having me come back and race with them, it's always a pleasure. Definitely want to thank Ian and the whole crew for putting on this race, and of course you guys. Thanks for broadcasting it for us.
Thank you. Congratulations again to Jonathan Goat, your winner here tonight of the DE Designs 150.
And so that is going to wrap up the race here at Daytona International Speedway. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the DE Designs 150 here at Daytona International Speedway. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Again, on Facebook right now, I believe we're at 415 followers. Our goal is 500. I think we can do it as a community, so let's get up there. And also 204 subscribers on YouTube, and the goal is 250. And I also think that we can get there as a community. So make sure to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And that's going to wrap it up here. On Sunday, we're going to have the original Rebels racing. I know that's probably one of my most favorite leagues to watch. And I hope that you guys enjoy it just as much as I do. And make sure to tune into that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.